Welcome to another Baka commentary video. In this video, I'll be talking about the rumor mill Intel tile plan, more about the tile plan, and as well as on another rumor mill, NVIDIA intends to launch an even faster graphics card than what they currently have, the RTX 3090. And in the non-rumor mill, NVIDIA graphics cards are dying again because they're playing a surprise new world. And YouTubers have potentially exposed the reasons of the GPUs dying. In the rumor mill, Moore's Law's Dead reviewed the Intel's plan on the tile system. More about the Intel tile system. So on top of what they already currently have, CPU and graphics all in one seat, like currently the Intel also plans to have accelerators for specific tasks like the M1 Apple chip. So in one example of what Moore's Law Dead has given an example of how this Intel accelerator might work is when in a low bandwidth situation where you're like watching Netflix, but you want to watch 4K, but you don't have the bandwidth for 4K Netflix. Well, guess what? That's what the accelerator comes in. It takes whatever your lower resolution 1080p resolution and then upscales it all the way to 4K. It saves you bandwidth, but uses a little bit of extra power thanks to the accelerator being used. But yeah, I basically think if Intel actually launches this for their Intel CPUs, it could be a pretty good thing, cool thing. We could start maybe something. Intel's been kind of on the back foot when it comes to beating AMD in gaming and production now. So maybe Intel is going to use this Intel accelerator stuff to now market their CPU, I guess. This also, in my opinion, it's a good thing, as this is going to bring direct competition to the Apple M1 Silicon, which again, I think the future CPUs are going to be pretty much going to be very similar to the M1 Silicon, where it's just accelerators preferred over general. However, is those general CPU cores ever going to die? No. So, now on to the next rumor mill. NVIDIA basically wants to launch another more faster graphics card than the RTX 3090. People calls it the RTX 3090 Super or the RTX 3090 Ti. This GPU is rumored to be 400 watt plus in TDP, which means air cooling this is almost impossible, as this will overwhelm most air coolers, and this means we might get a first NVIDIA Founders or Reference Edition GPU that is all-in-one liquid cooled as well. 400 watts air cooling is, as I said, it's almost impossible to cool, and I wouldn't be surprised if 1000 watt PSU is the minimum recommended. And if you're buying the AIB 3090 Super Ti model, don't be surprised if you end up buying like 1200, maybe even extreme 1500 watt PSU as well. As I think these GPUs are going to be extremely power hungry just to be the fastest gaming graphics card on earth. Now, something that's not, while we talk about power supply, let's talk about the NVIDIA graphics card dying in the game, Amazon's new game, New World. the RTX 3090, RTX 3080, and RTX 3080 Ti's are blowing up in game because of one, they're pulling more power than what the factory allocates for, and what the VRM is capable of. And we all know what happens when you draw too much power onto a VRM, they blow up. So the content creator J2Cent has kind of found this when he took one of his EVGA card and some of the MSI card, he plugged it in, booted up New World, and he manually slided the power limit to the max. Well, to like 107%, but in game, New World, with MSI Afterburner, he was showing like 100 and going above the 107% power allocation. And as again, this kind of supports that the Nvidia 30 series card is pulling more power than what is on the BIOS, AIB BIOS, and the Founders BIOS is pulling more power than. And as well as in Jason's video, follow-up video, he also tried to, reduce the power limit to but in the end, he also showed that, well, in New World, they just outright ignore the power limit, the lower power limit, and go back to 100%. So I guess if you do have an RTX 30 series card and you do want to play New World, just don't touch the slider and just maybe pull back the power limit to like 80 or 90%. Yes, you're going to lose a little bit of performance, but at least you don't have a graphics card that's going to blow up in your face, okay? As well as we have another YouTuber content creator, Buildzoid. He had a Gigabyte Vision RTX 3090 on loan by someone that was playing the New World, and well, that graphics card blew up and Gigabyte refused RMA. So the owner of that card sent it to Buildzoid to analyze and requested if he can repair it. So what did Buildzoid find? Well, as I said, Buildzoid found the VRM to, just blew up. As in the J2Cent video, it was drawing more power than what the BIOS allowed it. So this has resulted in, blowing up graphics card. But Buildzoid have followed up the video on be like, yeah, I can repair this thing. I can repair the fuse and repair the VRM, but if this guy's gonna try playing New World again and doing he doesn't guarantee, he's probably be like, yeah, this card is just gonna blow up again. I think, in my opinion, Nvidia, you screwed up your 30 series card. Your BIOSes, your cards aren't enforcing the power limit by your founders model, reference model, and the AIBs. Their graphics cards, they need to make sure the power draw doesn't go beyond what the VRM is capable of. This, as a result of these, not being able to regulate the increasing the more power, you're gonna have. But what do I think? What do I think of it is, this also shows that, Nvidia graphics card, they poorly designed their VRMs, and their AIBs have poorly designed their VRM to give you no extra headroom in voltage, maximum capacity. Basically, nah. Okay, yeah. Anyway, sorry about not uploading last week, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more videos from Baka commentary.